Hare Krishna, Gauranga. So there's always time for one more video. Um, it feels a bit greedy, this one, but actually, this this particular short talk I had wanted to make about maybe a week ago. Um, Usually, as you can probably imagine, I don't plan these. I don't set these up. It's just all very spontaneous. Given I get some inspiration from somewhere and it just comes out, you know. Um, so at the time, I had been at a kirtan program about a week ago. Very common thing that happens here in my local ISKCON area. Devotees having house programs and kirtan programs and kirtans and so many things. There's a lot of really nice kirtan devotees here, you know. So it's a good mood and culture, and this is what we want. That's another talk, but yeah, that's what we want, you know. So I was thinking about how the feeling that comes from chanting like this, when we're all gathered together, like minded souls, and we're all chanting the holy name, and it starts to reach a certain point. And of course, down to the level of the devotee, that may come sooner or later. But pretty much, I'd like to, of course, again, I'm always saying this, I'd love to hear from other devotees, you know. Um, Before COVID, I would never have imagined myself coming on a YouTube video, you know, but then as soon as I saw that, oh my God, it was really a thing, I thought, wow, this is a fantastic way to put it out there, you know. So I would love to hear other devotees coming on and saying what they think, you know. So don't be shy, make a video, and let's hear it. Let's hear what you've got to say, which I'm sure will be fantastic and enlivening if it's spoken from the heart, you know. But yeah, so this idea of the feeling that comes from this chanting the holy name, especially among like-minded devotees. So I'm sitting there, you know, maybe the second kirtan in, and there's a point where all of a sudden it's like you burst through the bubble or something, you know. You, like everything else, you know, with japa, of course, it's a bit more, there is sometimes a bit more hard work. If you are a very good, consistent chanter, then naturally the time it takes and the effort it takes for you to get into that zone is less. If you're new to chanting, or maybe you're having a chanting revival, you know, you've spoken to a few of your seniors or peers and they've kind of said, right, we need to do a bit of an intervention, you know, then you're going through a whole restructure of your japa process and meditation and so on. Then maybe it'll take a little bit longer, but either way, even with japa, at some point you hopefully enter into this zone where it starts to flow, you know. So I'm sitting in the kirtan, and you know, naturally after the first kirtan you've really got into it. Second kirtan you really, and all of a sudden the third devotee is singing, and then it's just woof. It's like, you know, it's like everything goes into slow down, and then there's just, you feel the pleasure welling up. You feel this, like you're looking at everybody else's faces and they're all eyes closed, or some of them are just like, wow, they're elated, they're smiling, they're beaming. The whole room is just swirling with this transcendental atmosphere, and then you're right there, and Krishna's names is coming through, pew, 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 just it's coming, it's rolling off your tongue, it's flowing out, you're crying out for the mercy, and you're just enjoying yourself, you know. And at that point, that's when it's just really special. Now, especially with japa, I want to kind of sidestep into another thought that I had. Now, I've often said, again, not for my own false pride, but I do 20 rounds a day because I can't always say the 16 are good, so I want to do that bit extra just to make sure. And also, again, from the point of view of doing extra so that we can keep the connection, that we can really go above a little bit, you know. I don't have all the time in the world, naturally, as a householder, and, you know, so many things, job, kids, maintenance, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to push my luck and say, right, I'm doing 32 or I'm doing 25. You know, I can't give away that much of my time, you know, unfortunately. But on the other hand, I think, well, let me make that little bit extra sacrifice to go above the 16 and try to surrender a little bit more. But then I get caught in the mood of thinking, well, I've done my 20, and that'll be it for today. So if I go out somewhere, or I go to for example, the Sunday program, I don't think to myself, oh, I'll take my beads along, because I'm thinking, well, I've done my rounds, and But recently, again, I had a few inspirational classes that I heard, and some inspirational reading from different books. And again, as it has in the past, because I have done this in the past before, it's not that I don't completely do it, but I have had moments of really going for it like that, And I thought, right, the bead bag's coming, and it's so rewarding. It is so incredible, because by the end of the day, you've clocked up 32 rounds, 35 rounds, 40 rounds, whatever it is, depending on how much time. And each round is a step further back to Godhead. Each round could be that round where you chant pure name. Each one of those rounds could be that point where Krishna could just show up. So you can't even imagine what's there awaiting you, and you could just step above that round. And there was this, of course, wonderful quote from my hero is Sripad Ayandra Prabhu, and he made this point. I'm kind of misquoting it, but essentially, basically, he said that you get through the 16 rounds, you've been connecting with Radha and Krishna, and you're right there feeling the bliss, and then in that mood, another 16. So it's not that when the bliss starts coming, the good feeling comes, you say, right, well, that's the 16 done, move on now. No, if you're feeling it, then go. 20, 30, 40, whatever time allows, whatever your duties and your lifestyle allows, keep going, because at that Sunday program, or at that bus stop, or on that train, or between those two meetings, if you've got 5 minutes to take a breather, have a snack, and then, that one round that you do, that could be it. That could be the round where you just get sucked right into Krishna's pastimes, and you could be off wandering through Vrindavan forest. That is it. It's like that. So don't deny yourself, and don't get caught up in some 16 is enough, or 25 is too far. No, take the bead bag with you, or clicker. It doesn't have to be the bead bag. I've always said I prefer. I don't think I haven't ever tried around on a clicker before. I really, really prefer my bead bag. Certainly, if it is the clicker, then fine. If it's just chanting on your tongue without any counting process, then great. Same value. Do extra, because Kali Yuga is very fearful, and this is the only way. This is the process. This is the direct line, and Krishna's waiting to pick up the phone, but he only can pick up the phone if you dial the right number, and the number is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if you've been at one of these fantastic local kirtan programs, and you're coming home from there, and you're thinking, oh, wow, everybody's in the zone, thinking, oh, did you hear that tune? Oh my God, I was feeling it at one point during Mataji's kirtan. I was just in ecstasy. It was so blissful. Oh, but then when Prabhu went onto that new melody off the back of, so do another 2 rounds in that mood, do 3 rounds in that mood. My God, if you've got time and the kids have went to sleep and you've got no dishes or no chopping, do 10 rounds, whatever. You see the point. The point is, do more and experience more, because there's more to take. There's unlimited to take. Krishna wants to give, and we have to be hungry for it. So that was my thought. Just it's a wee bit overdue, this one, and sorry there was already a video put out at the same time, but it's I had to come back to this one, because we're experiencing it, we're getting it. I can see it. I see it in the devotees' faces, Everybody's sitting there, especially after the first 2 hours. I've went past and everybody's all heard 2 or 3 really good kirtans, and they're all just sitting there, and faces are just, and it's going all around the room. There's all these smiling, blissful, absorbed faces. Now can you imagine if you just say, okay, consciously, that I am chanting in this feeling, and I want to continue chanting in this feeling. And when I wake up tomorrow, I want to chant with that same feeling, And that's how Krishna consciousness becomes a blissful step every day. Shri Nam Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.